money to play with.
The biggest jackpot I hit $73,363. And now that's exciting. That's exciting.
To date this year, we have paid out close to $1 billion in coin and jackpots and prizes to our customers.
Slots may lack the strategy or glamour image of the table games. Who'd take James Bond seriously if he played Hog Wild instead of Baccarat? But electronic games are a growing part of the product mix on the casino floor because even with a lower average bet, they make more money for the house. Because a table game is run by people versus the electronics of the slot, games like craps and roulette have higher overhead. In fact, it costs a casino 70 cents to earn $1 on a table, 25 cents to earn $1 on a slot.
It's also a much less intimidating game for newer gamblers, more comfortable playing at their own pace. They also offer a lot bigger bang for the buck. There's no table game that's going to pay you back 1,000 times your bet or 10,000 times your bet the way slot machines will.
They're an entertainment device. We want people to have a good time, to enjoy themselves. That's what they're here for. And if you're lucky that day, you're taking home the jackpot.
A computer chip installed by the manufacturer is programmed with the information that determines how many plays happen between jackpots. Casinos, by law, don't have access to this information, so their guess is no better than yours.
There's no real hint I can give anybody to make you tell whether a machine is going to pay or not. Everybody has their own, excuse the term, religion about it, what they believe. A lot of people think because they start seeing sevens in the windows that it's getting ready to hit. I've seen that a lot of times, and it doesn't hit for days. It's a random chance game. There is no skill. It's your personal luck. Walk up at the right machine at the right time.
Walk out to the floor of a casino and you are surrounded by money. In coins and chips and crisp folding green. It's like the Federal Reserve Bank, if the Fed had chaser lights and neon. Contrary to the myth, the money is not washed every night, just sorted and counted. We decided to trace the path of a few $100 bills to follow the journey all money makes as it moves through the pockets of the players through the Rio's counting system. We temporarily identified 6 $100 bills with red and black letters. Each table has a metal ID-numbered lockbox fixed to the underside that collects all the money pushed in by the paddle when cash is exchanged for chips. Once a night, in a highly regimented ritual known as the drop, armed security guards descend on the casino floor to collect the money under the watchful eyes of the Nevada Gaming Commission, who get 8% of the take. First, empty cash boxes are unloaded from the trolley. The guards then exchange these with full boxes at the Once the trolley is full, it is then escorted a short distance to a secret room where the money will be inventoried and then held until morning.
Those rooms are secured. There's 2 man traps that you have to go through. And once you get inside the room, you're physically looked over on surveillance by the cameras and stuff, and you're physically watched the entire time.
This is soft count, called that because they deal in paper and chips instead of coins. The 8 employees who work here are responsible for opening the table boxes and preparing the loot inside to be sorted and counted.
Just like paper, it's not like money at all.
It doesn't take long for our marked money to start turning up. Security cameras saturate every square inch with surveillance. There is more camera coverage in this room than at any other location at the Rio. The work tables are glass-topped, so nothing occurs out of sight. It looks pretty chaotic, and the floor is a mess.
We're not allowed trash cans in here in case the money would accidentally fall in or get thrown in. So we don't do any trash cans. We just throw everything on the floor. That way, if a piece of money gets on the floor, you can see it, which does happen occasionally.
Especially when our camera crew knocks over a rack of chips. When a $1 chip is discovered to be missing, the soft count immediately scours the floor in search of it. It may seem insignificant, but the crew has to account for every dollar brought into the room.
Once in a while we don't balance and we have to look for something, you know, we're off a little bit, but, you know, the ultimate end is we do balance. I mean, no matter how long it takes.
The stacks are loaded into a machine that scans the bills, then sorts them by denomination. Any difference in color, texture, or dimension is recognized electronically. Irregular bills, ones that are taped or torn or marked, will get kicked back for a manual inspection.
Hey, Martin. Hey, this is a counterfeit. I don't know.
A suspect bill is tested for authenticity by marking it with a special pen.
Wow, that's a good counterfeit. Yeah, because this pin here, will, on a bad counterfeit, will turn black. This mark will turn black, and it didn't turn any color.
Big 6 mark.
So I would assume it's good. But there's an actual strip inside here. If you were to rip this bill, you could pull the strip out. This one we've ripped, and there is no strip in there, but it looks like there's a strip in there. So it's a very good counterfeit bill.
The money that passes muster is loaded into the high-speed counting machine. Stacks are bundled into $10,000 piles, wrapped by hand, initialed, and loaded into trays. On a busy day, between $2 and $3 million are processed during a 10-hour shift. 5% of the cash will be sent to the Rio's banks, and the rest will be recycled, returned to the cage to be given as payouts. Because our bills were marked, they were removed from the system, but the ordinary 100 can make the round trip from table to drop to soft count to casino cage in less than 24 hours. Perhaps the biggest back-of-the-house secret is this. What goes on in a small, anonymous, fluorescent-lit room is the real reason all of the rest of it exists. Since the beginning, casinos have understood that folks can't sit at a table all night long. There has to be a little diversion to take players' minds off the game, if only for a few moments. Vegas didn't invent showbiz, just dressed it up in a million sequins and gave it a glittery home. The Rio follows the time-honored tradition of something for everyone. Big, bright, and sometimes a little bawdy.
Once again, want to say good evening to everybody.
It's a lounge act that doesn't wear a leisure suit.
I
would like to dedicate this song to Shirley.
A comic impressionist putting a new spin on some old favorites.
Welcome to the Masquerade Village.
And a lavish floor show that never touches the floor.
The first time I saw a show in Las Vegas was a glittering fantasy of dance and entertainment and live music, and you know, I was just awestruck. I got the bug.
That moment of inspiration has led to this, a $25 million production performed 30 feet above the casino floor.
Can't believe this, can you, darling?
I think the whole concept of attracting people to a gaming area was part of the idea, and then, well, you know, why don't we do the show in the gaming area? A lot of controversy over, is that going to take away from the gaming or add to the gaming?
It was a risk, but Vegas is full of folks willing to gamble on a bet.
When Blair talked to us about what was actually going to happen, at first it was really hard to understand. We're going to do what?
The Show in the Sky is the world's most lavish 15-minute musical. The pageantry celebrates Mardi Gras around the world on an overhead stage the size of a football field. It goes on 6 times a day, 6 days a week, and it's all free for anyone who can look up long enough.
Some people play the machines and don't even know there's a show going on. I don't take that as an insult because they happen to be very happy doing what they're doing. And the people that want to stop and watch the show, they're like, hey, isn't this great? It's a free show. We're having a lot of fun.
The entire production is triggered by computers, which are fed information from a data strip embedded in the casino ceiling track. That strip cues a pre-recorded soundtrack and lights to the movement of the floats and live performers who add their own voices and instruments. The cast itself is made up of 36 performers from a wide variety of fields.
We have some of the greatest clowns in the world, some incredible Chinese bungee performers. We have incredible dancers. We have some great singers and musicians. I mean, it's really a potpourri of eclectic talent.
5 minutes.
They are among the best paid ensemble performers in town, partly because their acts are special and partly because their day is so long, from 1:30 p.m. to 1/2 midnight.
Ready to go. It's a long day, but, you know, we find things to do. We, you know, do scrapbooks and, and you know, we have so much that we find to do and have fun together. Sunflower girl.
We have a huge range of ages. I mean, we went from 18 all the way up to...
Careful.
All right, 18 into the late 30s, early 40s or such. But you can stay here for forever, and, you know, as long as your body's capable of doing it.
People come here and they don't know what to expect, and I think that when they see what we show them, they have a big smile on their face, they're happy, and they leave here feeling really elevated. And when I see that, I know that we've done our job. It makes me happy. It's a new twist to the gaming experience. You know, people use the word entertainment these days very loosely, and this truly is gaming entertainment.
Can you top this spectacular? Like the show in the sky may be what the new Las Vegas is all about. But in the Rio main showroom, Danny Gans stands apart as classic old-school Vegas. He's been slaying them at the Rio since 1996 in a show with only one special effect, his gift for mimicry.
I'm feeling good.
I thought I was going to be the next Babe Ruth. That's what I wanted. I was going to be the home run king, and it just God had other plans for me, and I played professional baseball. I got injured, and I got into show business, and I was just up to that time the fun guy in the bus who did all these crazy voices.
From Michael Jackson to Willie Sammy Davis Jr. to Elvis, Danny Gans gets to play at being some of Vegas's biggest names. But at the Rio, the biggest name is Danny Gans.
I'm on every billboard, on every cab. I'm on a $5 chip. I never expected this success. I just hoped that I wouldn't have to do a real job and really work hard like everybody else does in this world to get ahead. All right, here we go.
Galib Galab. That's the moniker of the blues man from Chicago who presides over the three-ring circus, better known as the Voodoo Lounge.
I love it. I love it. When I first came to Vegas, I said I came here to bring something to the party and to join this. I wanted to be a part of this community. I wanted to get in and have fun.
Hope you're feeling good tonight. If you're feeling good, let me hear you say, oh. Oh, y'all not ready yet.
Forget everything you've heard about lounge acts. Galib and his band are so hot, they're cool. Their style, blues, soul, funk, R&B, a mix as potent as the cocktails concocted by the booze-juggling bottle jug. The crowd, younger, hipper, and better looking, way better looking than at any other lounge in Vegas.
Classy girls all come here to the Rio, the Voodoo Lounge especially. You know, it's a place to go. You can sit down and have a cigar and try to impress somebody with the type of cigar you're smoking.
All the way Most lounges nestle alongside the casino games, a quick pit stop on the way back to the action. The Voodoo is confidently perched 51 stories above the casino. The electric splendor of the Strip is spread out below Vegas's only rooftop patio. The panorama is magnificent. Of course, some guys come for a different kind of view.
The cocktail waitresses here, their outfits are phenomenal. They're a little bit, skimpier than at other places. All the cocktail waitresses here, I don't know if they do this on purpose, but they seem to hire a lot of the good-looking cocktail waitresses in town. They seem to reveal a little bit more.
If the Voodoo Lounge is an intimate house party, Club Rio is a vast arena of boogie. Each night at 10:30, this gigantic space is converted from Danny Gann's showroom to Vegas's biggest dance party. All hosted by Dr. Funkenstein.
How you doing, baby? I'm giving away money. Give me a third class speed, go ahead. What y'all think of that? $50.
It's the kind of crazy party you thought was buried by Vegas's reincarnation as a family destination. But it's just like the Rio. A little hip, a little out there, and a lot of fun. Next, we learn how a casino manages to feed over 25,000 famished fun seekers every single day.
There's some stuff over there that I can't even pronounce it, and I ate it, and it was great.
People may come to Las Vegas for that catalog of experiences collectively labeled entertainment. Still, the Rio knows the quickest route to the heart and wallet is through the stomach. The 2,300 food and beverage personnel make up almost half of the Rio's entire workforce.
It's a big operation. I think it's the largest food and beverage operation in Las Vegas, maybe the country. About 150 semi-trucks of food and beverage are offloaded at our loading dock every day in a 24-hour period.
We cut approximately 60,000 pounds of meat a day in this butcher shop. Country-style pork ribs, pot roast. And over here we have our tenderloins. We go through approximately 800 pounds of tenderloins a day. Veal chops, these are 12-ounce rib chops. And then over here we have our hamburgers. This is the room where we make all our sausages. We make approximately 1,000 pounds a day.
This is the main kitchen. This is where most of the production gets done. We have different kettles and different steamers and different braziers that we do a lot of our sauces in. As you can see, we got Chris right here working on teriyaki sauce. So when you talk about hash browns and those kind of things, I would say on a weekly basis, we're approximately going through almost 7,000 pounds. It's a lot of potatoes.
We're producing about 32 different types of breads for all the restaurants here. We produce about 5,000 to 8,000 different cakes every day. We're feeding about 25,000 to 27,000 people every day.
Every forkful of food consumed at the Rio is made from scratch in a round-the-clock orgy of baking, chopping, and sautéing. Since Las Vegas is a desert, virtually everything must be trucked or flown in. The shipping bill alone must be astronomical. There are 15 restaurants in the casino and 22 bars, but no eatery in the Rio, or maybe in the universe, compares with the Carnival World Buffet.
All kind of food that you can think of anywhere around the world you can get it here. From the American, the Italian, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Mongolian, the barbecue station, the sushi, the fish and chip station, our Sixties diner.
You could call it a cornucopia of consumption, a paradigm of pig out, or the gateway to gluttony. But the Carnival Buffet has become a mecca for folks who are hungry for more than gambling. 11 international buffet stations offer 700 different choices, luring 10,000 daily customers with an urge to overindulge.
Everybody's been saying that the Rio is the buffet to go to. So I just went into every single line, and I just said, I have to have, you know, everything. There's some stuff over there that I can't even pronounce it, and I ate it, and it was great.
We got shrimp, we got lamb, we got chicken, we got pork, apples, oranges, melon, cantaloupes, you name it.
I had the pasta primavera, the chicken parmesan, and then I had the chicken teriyaki, and then I had the teriyaki steak, and then I had the steak Diane, which is great.
From pancakes to Benedicts to beignets to crepes Suzette.
We had some melons, we had some French fries, even though melons and French fries, they don't go together.
Chicken pad thai to shrimp pad thai, different stews from beef to pork to lamb.
I had the chocolate chip cookies, the chocolate chip macadamia nut cake. We had carrot cake. I had some carrots because my sister made me.
It's amazing if you stood back and watched somebody, how they act when they enter the buffet. They stop and they look back and they grab a plate and they don't know where to go first. And what ends up happening is they think someone's going to take it all away from them. So they have these huge plate stacking competitions, in essence, to make sure that they don't miss out anywhere.
The Carnivore Buffet represents what America is all about. It is everything from everywhere put together and give back to the public.
I got another hour to go of getting some stuff. So like I said, I'm ready for the shrimp egg foo young, which is, I'm looking at that really. I'm really hungry for that.
The Rio understands that an army of visitors marches on its stomach. Like a grandma using food as a way of showing love, they use abundance to remind guests that they're always welcome, and there's always a place at any of their tables. As we have seen, a modern casino redefines the word abundance. And every person who works there knows that the living, breathing machine that is the casino must be fed, and fed, and fed. Every day, it takes 125,000 man-hours. Some of it glamorous, a lot of it grunt work. Enough electricity to power a small city. A convoy of food trucks 3 miles long. All this and more is just part of what it takes to operate the mammoth machine known as the casino.
Tomorrow, ever adaptable. See how Mother Nature has dressed us all for success on Wild Discovery. Then it's the future of crime fighting on Sidetrack. And the stories of those that endured Alcatraz on Enemies on the Rock tomorrow.